Talking about Donald Trump, let's have a look at his new Attorney General. He's selected former Florida AG Pam Bondi after Matt Gaetz dropped out. That was a surprise to many. But lefties everywhere are still freaking out about this latest selection. Let's have a look at what MSNBC had to say.
Pam Bondi is exactly what I was saying in the last segment that we should all fear, because she's competent. We may not agree with her ideologically, but she actually knows how to do this job. So if anyone on the Democratic side or anyone who cared about liberty or justice was thinking, well, maybe Matt Gaetz will screw this up and that'll give us some time. No, Pam Bondi knows what she's doing. She is a dangerous and effective pick, and that's frankly worse than what we would have got with Matt Gaetz.
Well, that's music to my ears. I want to hear that she's got the same ideology as Matt Gaetz and is being highly effective in implementing the sort of changes Trump wants to see at a national level. What can you tell me about Pam Bondi? Because she's also received praise from rhinos, including Jeb Bush and Mitt Romney. That's worried a few people. That's not normally a good sign. Do you know much about Pam Bondi?
You know, my knowledge is limited. She kind of, for me, came out of nowhere, and I was really disappointed when Matt Gaetz wasn't the Attorney General and he stepped down, because I know Matt Gaetz would actually go after a lot of the corruption that's happening within, the unelected bureaucrats of the FBI and all of our alphabet agencies, so that would have been great. Pam Bondi, though, is supported by, like you said, a lot of rhinos. And, Rita, that is one problem. Trump is great. Trump is anti-establishment. But even there's conservatives on the right that don't have Donald Trump's back that will, pretend to have Donald Trump's back. So I'm not saying that's the case with Pam Bondi. I'm just saying it's hard to trust anybody that's in politics, because they all seem to lie to us. So I hope Pam Bondi does a great job. The fact that the left is afraid of her, that is a good indication. That's a good start. And if they're saying she's effective and she is effective, well, then she'll be a great pick. But, the jury's out. We got to wait and see.
Well, it's such a critical role, isn't it? You really want someone who gets the agenda, is on board and willing to fight the good fight in that role. It is one of the most important ones. Alex, the Mayor of Denver, Mike Johnson, has said that he'd deploy local police to block Donald Trump's mass deportations. And it's worth noting that hours after he made that vow, an illegal immigrant in Denver was charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. How much resistance is Donald Trump going to face, Alex, from sanctuary city mayors and other leftists who are determined to obstruct his administration's deportation plan?
Well, the mayor of Denver, me being polite, is an idiot if he thinks he's going to stop this. Donald Trump's kicking people out that are here illegally. Donald Trump's going to do that. I mean, Tom Homan, the guy he appointed, is a no-nonsense guy that's going to get these people out of there. And if you really look at the people in the cities that are plagued by this problem, the illegal immigration, is in New York. And you have Mayor Eric Adams, who's a lifelong Democrat, basically cozying up to Donald Trump because he needs his help. He needs his support. He realizes that a lot of these people have criminal records and that we can't vet them at the border. So if you're unvetted, and we don't know that if you're a murderer or if you have a sexual assault on your record and we're just letting you in the country, that's unacceptable. So we have to stop that. If you want to come here, you got to come here legally. And I think Donald Trump has even said that if you graduate from a school, he's going to make it easier for you to get citizenship. So it's like these mayors that think what Donald Trump is doing is sinister or bad for trying to protect American citizens makes me sick. And these sanctuary cities are not going to be able to stop Donald Trump if Donald Trump wants to get the job done.
Well, he has a mandate to do this. This isn't a surprise. This was an election promise, and the American people voted for it. So I just don't know how any mayor can say we're not participating in this. Talk about democracy denying. That's a threat to democracy right there, denying the will of the American people. Before you go, Alex, we don't talk about art enough on this program. We're clearly Philistines. And I've got to say, this painting here looks to me like it was painted by a untalented child, but it's a masterpiece.
The star of this evening's auction, the fabulous Mark Rothko from 1954. 50% of the works from this incredible year for the artist are housed in permanent museum collections. This is an incredibly rare opportunity to buy one of the greatest works by the artist.
Alex, it ended up selling for 32 million US. That is 30% lower than it sold for a few years back. But I'm starting to believe, you said you're a conspiracy theorist, and I'm starting to believe these conspiracy theories about the art world being largely funded by a money laundering operation. I mean, how can that be worth 32 million US?
Rita, you nailed it. This is some sort of CIA money laundering scam. I don't know what it is, but that doesn't make any sense to me. So I think you're right on the nose. You're right on the money when it comes to saying what is going on. It doesn't make sense.
Well, yes, but I should make clear for legal purposes, I'm not suggesting whoever purchased that painting for 32 million US is involved in money laundering. I'm just talking broadly about these conspiracy theories that exist about the art world, just making that crystal clear. Alex Stein, thanks for your time tonight.